Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Chase Oliver channel. Today is the usual Q&A where you guys can ask any question, but I'm not alone. I have Ronin Ghost here to help me answer some questions. Ronin Ghost, how are you doing?
Doing great. Just got done playing quite a lot of WWE 2K22. Just finished up the showcase mode, then the universe. Play a little bit of my GM. I can get on with that in a second, or however. And right now I'm on to my faction. Catched up on quite a lot of NXT today, which was like NXT. Then there was Level Up, and then UK's newest episode today.
Okay, I don't watch NXT. I watch 2.0 for Carmelo Hayes and Braun Baker, and that's good enough for me, man. That's good enough for me. I'm Heel says Weston says baseball is back. Yes, it is. And free agency is going to be absolutely insane when it comes to baseball. And Weston says WWE 2K22 is amazing.
See, there's one thing I don't like about it, and it's the my GM. It's it's quite disappointing actually. Just seeing the really comparison between uh what was like in 2008 SmackDown versus Raw, and then you go all the way to 2008 to just WWE 22. And when you take both of those modes in comparison, it's leaps and bounds better than 2K22's My GM. My GM, from what this has, it's like you get 3 matches, you only get 2 promos. Like they give you different options with promos. Like you can have a wrestler cut a self promo to raise like the popularity, or see if the crowd gives that reaction of a decrease on the popularity. There's like a charity kind of promo where you can get more money. There's a call out, so you can have a wrestler just call someone out. Uh, there's different kind of options like that, and there's like three or four kind of match types you can only limit to a one-on-one match or a two-on-two. So it's basically one-on-one normal, or tables, TLC, Hell in a Cell, Extreme Rules, and there's not even like any fatal four ways, which sucks. It's just like title matches, and then that's all you're gonna get. And then you got to keep worrying about building up your budget to really keep withdrawing and depositing all that money you put into the production area. Like it just sucks. Like how they just limited it from like the fighting styles. I tried playing that mode 2 days straight because I am a type of gamer that likes to try to like 100% everything when it comes to the trophies, knowing that WWE 2K games are as easy to actually get all the achievements slash trophies, if you will. And I just can't do it with my faction. Not my faction, my GM. It's gotten so bad to where I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm not playing this. Maybe until the next game comes out, they'll improve it or whatever. But as of right now, I'm not going back to it. And anybody else can have fun at it. I'm just giving you guys like my impressions on that. But everything else, I like it so far. I haven't got to like my rise just yet, but I like the showcase mode. With going back to Rey Mysterio's career. I won't spoil some things for Chase Oliver, because I want him to really experience like what matches are going to be coming up. With the lineup of the showcase here and there. But overall, it's a good game. Can't wait to get into more after the latest update that just released tonight.
Well, yeah, this is the first day one patch because everyone's going to be able to access WWE 2K22 tonight, 12 p.m. Eastern time or 12 a.m. Eastern time. So if your guys are late night players, you can go ahead and play WWE 2K22 tonight and see what all the 3-day access people have been getting. I feel like that was probably the best move for most people because they're going to fix some bugs and glitches that could cause the game to crash. So that was a good one. Thoughts on the movie Ready to Rumble? It's been so long since I've seen Ready to Rumble, Weston. I don't even remember what the hell that movie was about. I think David Arquette and his friend are trying to wrestle, and it's been a long ass time. I think OSW did a good review on that, so watch them to hear their full thoughts. Sometimes when it comes
I'll
to certain movies, I don't know anything.
I'll watch that movie only if like it's actually good from OSW's review on how they really look at it. I like watching OSW's reviews, just seeing like the footage and all that. I did remember hearing about the reason why David Arquette won the WCW World Heavyweight title was because they were just promoting their movie. As controversial as a event that was back then during the time. But Heel, I actually caught your comment in the StreamYard thing. Um, just look, I would say just go look up a video by This Gen Gaming, I believe his name is, and he goes by the Smatterverse 2008 General Manager mode versus WWE 2K22's My GM mode. If you look at that game's mode from back in the day, you can see how much effort and how much options wasn't limited to what was in 2K22's My GM mode.
Before I answer Yagon King's question, I'm going to go ahead and promote something. Whatamaneuver.com with the Team Hill podcast, or AKA Around the Point podcast. You can purchase the Gain a Mania t-shirt. You can get the Gain a Mania t-shirt, all different shapes and sizes. You can get a tank top. You can go get a long sleeve. You can get it as a hoodie. So go ahead and go to whatamaneuver.com. Get yourself the Around the Point Gain a Mania t-shirt. Where's my fucking gain at? My gains all here. We have Nate in the chat. We have Weston. We have Yagan King. We have Isaac Barack so far in the chat. Guys, share this chat. Give a video the like. Let's get some more cues and the questions right here. But yeah, please go to whatamaneuver.com if you want to cop and support Heel Steven and the Around the Point show, which I am on the Around the Point show. So, anyways, Yagan King's question is better villain, MCU Thanos or Netflix's Daredevil Wilson Fisk? In terms of writing, it has to be Wilson Fisk. He was the much better villain. But Thanos, he had a lot of movies. He makes more sense. Like like I always tell people, you can watch it, and I call this the scar cut. And why do I call it the scar cut? The scar cut is this. It's very simple. Watch Lion King Scar's perspective. You will start sympathizing with the villain. So when you start watching it from the Thanos perspective, you can sympathize with the Mad Titan himself. Wilson Fisk, there's not really much sympathy that goes into that character. I mean, yeah, you feel bad for the guy because he was bullied his whole life and stuff, but there's not as much sympathy. Like his term ability, like he's a true villain. Thanos, like he's not really a villain if you look at the grand scheme of things of the MCU.
Yeah, I got not much to say about this question. I haven't watched Netflix Daredevil because I didn't have Netflix during that time when the show came out. So I'm just gonna say MCU Thanos. I liked his performance in the Avengers Endgame and Infinity War movies.
What's up, guys? What's up, Jackhammer City? Thoughts on the new Assassin's Creed DLC? Dude, I haven't played Valhalla. Like I played 2 hours and then I was done. I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that anymore. It was just too big, too repetitive. But it looks cool. But I haven't personally played it. I think I'm
Like
gonna.
the open world was like vast.
Yeah, it's just too big. I don't want to play no freaking big ass game. I just want to assassinate fools. I just want to go play Assassin's Creed. This was not Assassin's Creed. This was Dark Souls Assassin's Creed. I don't want to play that shit. Getting my ass kicked by a demon. Do that.
I remember the last one I played was Assassin's Creed 2.
No. Well, you should play Origins. John Gorman asks Chase, how you feeling about Khalil Mack? Can't wait for Jeff's video on the trade. I'm so happy for Khalil Mack. Joey Bosa finally has that pass rush partner, way better than Melvin Ingram. And the Chargers aren't done, baby. We still have a bunch of cap space to make and sign big players. I'm so excited for Khalil Mack on the Chargers. It's gonna be a wonderful year. Nate says he goes with Wilson Fisk for the Marvel villains. Weston asks Chase, how do you think Dominic would get more over with or without a mask? We kind of already seen without a mask. I'm sure he might adopt a mask in the future, but then like it could cause some confusion because some people might be like, "Hey, what happened to Dominic Mysterio? He's not wrestling anymore." And then especially if he changes his name to something that's not Rey Mysterio related, because that tends to happen in terms of luchador passing down. So who knows? To be honest, I hope he stays without a mask. He's a fine looking kid. He doesn't need to put on a mask at all. So I think Dominic Mysterio is fine without a mask.
Oh yeah, Dominic. I don't know. I think he looks fine without a mask for as of right now. I don't know how he would actually deal with just wearing the mask. I think didn't he I thought he did wear a mask at one of the W events when it was in the Thunderdome.
You wore for his entrance, but that's it.
Oh, okay.
What's up, Amir? Bosa and Mac. Woo, Lord. Yeah, I know. I can't wait to see that, man. I got to see what Mac's going to wear as his number two. People are putting that 52 on him, but I don't know, man. 52 is not a good luck number for the Chargers. Maybe he has to change it up. Maybe Merriman will give him 50. No, yeah, well, Murray was 56, so maybe Merriman will give him 56. That's a number right there. Where's my fucking gain at, Steven? You just missed the promo class that I gave promoting the Gain-A-Mania t-shirt on whatamaneuver.com. Just scroll back a little bit, Steve. You'll see that. You'll see that. All righty then. So let's go ahead with Weston's questions. Thoughts on the new Batman movie? I like this movie a lot. It's one of my personal favorite Batman movies. I thought Robert Pattinson killed it. I ain't gonna go too far deep because here's the thing. When you guys ask me new movie questions, understand this. Give me 2 months. Can you all give me 2 months? 2 months. If you forget to ask the question, that's on you. But give me 2 months because I am not good at keeping spoilers. Hush, hush. I am not good at keeping spoilers. Hush, hush. I like to talk about the whole thing. And guess what? I don't want it where someone comes in on the playback. Someone's here live, and they're like, "Oh, this dude's literally just spoiling Batman, and he didn't give me time to watch it." So please, 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 I'll tell you how good it is, but don't be like, Chase, what did you think of this character? I'm bad with spoilers. I am bad with spoilers.
I'll say minor things about it. I'm gonna like be as vague as possible to not really like try to spoil after seeing it through my first viewing. But all I can really say about the Batman movie is it is worth the 3 hours that I sat through a Batman movie. Really just seeing like how well they were going to bring back the Riddler character, especially knowing that he's inspired by the Zodiac killer. I really did like the performances off of Catwoman and the Penguin. I thought the Penguin was absolutely hilarious in that movie. Commissioner Gordon did his part 100%. As for the gadgets too, like for Batman, I've never thought that I would see some of the things that he would have basically used, like the grappling hook. Because I used to, when I saw the gadgets, I was thinking to myself, Batman Arkham Asylum or maybe Arkham City, those games. But I was glad to see that those cool little nods and a bunch of Easter eggs that was hinted throughout the movie. I will say this though, whenever the movie is over, don't leave the theater
Okay, okay,
as oh no, I'm not gonna spoil. I'm not gonna spoil.
No, stop.
I would just say there's an after credit scene.
Stop. Okay. Next question. I ain't gonna get into that. Thoughts on baseball coming back? By Killer Demon. Killer Demon, welcome back. I haven't seen you in a minute, my friend. I'm excited that baseball's back. It's going to be interesting to see when the season actually starts. I'm excited to see that baseball's back, and I'm excited to see free agency right there.
I know it's baseball, so that's your thing.
Okay. My heart is going to break for Tony Ferguson when he takes on Chandler. Maybe Tony Ferguson gets a comeback fight. Hey, maybe Michael Chandler drops that right there. Who knows?
Which one was the one of the UFC fighters that got like some kind of injured eye?
That was Jorge Gamebred Masvidal against Colby Chaos Covington. Yagon Keen asks Chase, where does Riddler rank as great Batman movies in the recent Batman movie for when it comes to Batman live action movie villain? Man, you must be using degenerate Sharingan's voice chat themes, man. With that question, Riddler is probably like, I would say like I don't know. Do you count the cartoons? Because I count cartoons. We're going to disrespect Red Hood like that? I don't know, man. It's like it's kind of well, you said live action, so I guess live action he would be either like I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
think he's saying live action movies. He's not
Well,
really counting.
for me, I figured out his shit like super early in the movie, so I don't have him ranked that high. To be honest, he's a good actor. The person who played him is really good, but uh, to me, I was like, okay, I know what you're gonna do, bro. Like, I was like,
Especially, it's funny seeing that actor in the movie because whenever I see that guy that plays the Riddler, I always think of the actor that always gets his ass beat in every movie that he's in. It was like this is new gimmick.
Chase got the best streams on these MMA YWC straights. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. I'm trying. Killer Demon, you got a new job. Hey, congratulations on the new job, my friend. Hey, man, it's tough when you. I know what it's
Kudos.
like, man, when you're transitioning and like, especially when I was doing like school and 3 jobs, it was hard just to crack open a live stream and stuff. But now that I have more free time, I'm elated. Uh, what's it called? I'm more able to do these streams. Thank you so much, Heel Steven. Shouting out Nate, who was on the Chilling with Chase. Go check out that 3 hour extravaganza. We talked about everything in that 3 hour live stream. Most
I just
exciting boxers chase scene fights. Roy Jones Jr., Floyd Mayweather Jr. Chavez Jr. when he was young, he was actually fun to watch. Arturo Thunder Gotti, and that's about it. Those are the ones that. Oh, Mickey Ward too. Irish is always a fun boxer too. So
let's see. Mine is Gervonta Davis.
Tank.
Let's see. Gervonta Davis, Jake Paul.
Oh, okay, we stopping it there. Which fighter in the UFC is the king of the Apex Center? Oh, man, I don't know, man. Steve, that's a hard one because it's like Kevin Holland, I guess, because he was like he was winning a lot in the Apex, and I think he's 5-0 inside the Apex. Well, before the Brunson and Vittori fights, but yeah, I would say Kevin Holland. Fairview Entertainment goes. Oh, Anthony, what is this? Why do you have to ask these questions about? No one knows who Kirk Cousins is, but okay, whatever. Chase, why does Brandon always have terrible takes, especially on Kirk Cousins? Anthony, it's just you just need to get off Kirk Cousins nuts. He's not that good of a quarterback. I mean, he has a fair point. Cousins ain't going to win you guys a Super Bowl this year. He's not terrible, Kirk Cousins, but I was never a big like Kirk Cousins fan. Like I felt like the fact that he couldn't get the most out of Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs, that's kind of bad right there. Chase, honest thoughts on Kilgrave on Jessica Jones season one. It was cool that there was a mystery of why he was so scary to Jessica Jones, but other than that, man, kind of a weak ass. I was like, I didn't care about that dude one bit.
I haven't even watched Jessica Jones. Isn't that on Netflix or Hulu?
Oh, it's now on Disney, so you'll wait until March 16th, I think, or March 12th, like a couple days. It'll be on the good old Disney Plus. Most exciting MMA fighters for Chase. Oh man, there's so many of them. Nick Diaz, Nate Diaz, Donald Cerrone when he was young, Anthony Showtime Pettis, young Jose Aldo Jr., Joseph Benavidez, Uriah Faber. So many great young guys that were so much fun to watch when they were younger and stuff. So those are the most exciting to me.
I can name a few like that are good ones. The newcomer Anthony Knight.
Who?
That Anthony Knight. You haven't seen him in UFC?
Anthony Knight, no.
That dude's a fucking monster. Like the way he's built, man. Like just for his size, like he's a light heavyweight too. Like I just seen him coming up in the UFC Vegas event. He was actually he was featured on a YouTube channel of UFC. I went and saw like a little bit of highlights, and I was impressed with the guy. So I actually had to catch like one of his fights, and I was like, this guy is gonna make it to one of the UFC pay-per-views sometime further down in his career.
I don't even see this guy, Anthony Knight. Have you all heard this guy? I've never heard of Anthony Knight.
That's what I think his name was.
If you don't know his name, why you say it like that? Like, because you were saying Anthony Knight, I'm like, dude, who is this guy? I
That's what I
googled
thought.
it. I don't even think there's an Anthony Knight, man.
Oh,
I got me 2 ribeye steaks. Do you have any advice how I should cook them? Dude, I'm so terrible. Like, if you have like a griller, you can grill them. You can grill the ribeye steaks. That would be good. Like, like a cooker, like a God, what are they called? Slow. My work used to have them and stuff. Sorry, I gotta just check to see who's messaging. I'm getting a lot of messages. But like a what's it called? Slow cooker, like where you can like a smoker. If you have a smoker, that's the best way to do it. But like cooking on a pan or anything like that, man, I don't even know, man. How big of a star Hamza would be if he beats Usman and Izzy for both titles? Hamza Chimaev is going to be the biggest star of all time if he just faces the destiny that's right upon him. This
hey,
guy is going to be a stud. So,
hey Chase, search up William Knight. My bad. It wasn't Anthony Knight. It was William Knight. I was thinking of
oh,
someone
William
else.
Knight.
Yeah, William Knight.
Okay, that I know that fighter. I was like Anthony Knight. Who the fuck is that guy? The Nightmare.
Yes.
He's all right. I mean, nothing. I mean, he's an older guy. He just lost recently too. He lost in
Oh, too.
Texas, and he missed weight. So at light heavyweight, he couldn't even make the weight. So
Wow.
how big of a star Hamza? Oh yeah, as I said, Hamza is going to be a bit mega star. Should Dana White and Vince McMahon do something at one WrestleMania before Vince retires? No, that long since the sale to see Vince wrestle. I don't really care for it anymore. What would Dana White bring to the table? What would that bring for any wrestling fan? Like, if anything, you try to get Dana White and Jake Paul at WrestleMania. You don't try to do Dana White and Vince McMahon. CPZ, how's it going?
I actually did remember. I think it was like in your one of your previous Q&As that you said it was probably one of your Q&A live streams, but I think you said something about um where WWE is bigger than UFC, was it, or UFC is bigger than WWE?
I
Because
think
like,
WWE is bigger than you. Well, WWE is bigger than UFC. It is. It's the UFC is big, but it's like UFC is like still on the pay per view model. Like look at their fight night ratings. The ratings are not that big for fight nights. They're good, but they're not big. They draw low ratings for fight nights, obviously. But WWE has a more international presence. The thing with UFC is you're not going to go to Africa. You're not going to go to Africa main eventing Alexander Volkanovski versus a non-African fighter. And when it comes down to it, WWE can go to Africa and they can main event Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar and they'll still sell out. That's just how it is. Yeah, and I
yeah,
agree with you, George. They're great about Hamzat. He's just a stud.
I think that's also the reason with UFC that doesn't really get the high ratings that it used to. Like, I noticed with a lot of people when it comes to the viewership on the UFC, a lot of the people that tune into the UFC, they really just like sometimes they'll go to the YouTube videos on the UFC's YouTube channel, and they'll just like find something like the best knockouts from the UFC of the 2010s, or like the greatest fights in UFC history. They'll watch like some of these like compilation fights, or they'll tune into some of like the full free fights that UFC just posts on their YouTube channel.
Hmm. Well, yeah, that's how they hype up the fights because like some people don't watch all the fights all the time, so that's the best way for people to get recognized with the fighters. Nate says Tank Davis, Deontay Wilder, Chocolatito, Chocolatito. Oh man, I'm so
Mhm.
bad at pronouncing names sometimes. It's March 16th to Marvel Netflix Disney era. Thank you so much, Yagan King. I didn't know. I didn't know if it was the 12th or the 16th. I thought it was coming up soon. That's for sure. The day before St. Patrick's Day.
And
Um.
speaking of March, it is Mario Day.
Oh yeah, it is. It's Mario Day and it's Justin Herbert's birthday of the Chargers. The real question we got to ask is where are we getting Conor McGregor's debate stream with Chase and Jogon King? Whenever Jogon King's ready. Yeah, I've been waiting for this man. This man over here has been looking me ever since. He knows that if he steps inside the debate room with Chase Oliver, he's gonna get a good smack. He's gonna get a good smack on the head, and he's gonna know that he won't be able to handle Conor McGregor. He's just gonna defend Conor the whole time. I am Conor McGregor. I am the business. So Yagan King, whenever you're free, I would think though we would wait until Conor is cleared to fight and we get a Conor McGregor fight. I feel like that's the best way to do the McGregor stream because if you lose the McGregor stream just randomly, who the full cares? But when he's fighting, we can debate that. So yeah, I would say probably well when what's it called Connor fights again, I'll invite Jog King to have a fun little Connor debate.
Chase,
Yeah,
I
but I
think
feel
your
like
mic sounding static, like it's crackling.
my mic.
Yeah, it was like whenever you're talking, it just got
Oh,
to crackling.
it got unplugged. My mic got unplugged. So that's what happened there.
No, it's
Huh?
still doing it. It's still like crackling.
What about now?
It's still doing it.
What about now?
Still doing it. I'm trying to go back to your stream and see if it's still acting up. Cause I don't know if it's just my end or it's yours, but I'm just gonna look back on the stream by playing it off of YouTube.
That's weird because I have everything connected on my end. It could be bad. Sorry about this, guys. CPZ says it's good. Georgia Great says he doesn't hear any cackling. So it could be on your end, to be honest. Especially if you're on your phone on the StreamYard. Sometimes the internet goes out. So you just have to exit the StreamYard and come back in. And then it'll fix your issue on your end.
Yeah, I
'Cause
think
I think
it's because I'm on the phone. I'm on I just went back to the stream right now and you sound fine in the stream, so I'm just gonna back out and then come back in.
okay.
Wait, just fix itself.
I that's what I normally say when people what's it called when the mic starts going, man. Let's see.
That's weird.
Let's go ahead. James Harden is currently 3 from 15 from the field. You already know how I feel about that. Shout out to JD Venom. Guys, if you guys want WWE 2K22 coverage, go check out my boy JD Venom. Become a part of the Venom Nation. He is right now at 6,059 subscribers. Let's get him to 7K subscribers.
I also got a challenge for Venom here. It says Justin. So Venom, I want you to listen good. WWE2K22, I want you to do a live stream. And you must acknowledge the tribal chief by answering his challenge. You must defeat the tribal chief head of the table, Roman Reigns, on the hardest difficulty, legend, on exhibition, play mode. You versus a CPU. So if you can do that, you get the achievement. You are golden.
But what does he get out of it? You
He gets
challenge him, but what's he get out of it?
he
You
gets
giving him
achievement.
money?
No, he gets an achievement.
That's stupid. You challenging him, you ain't giving him
I'm
money.
suggesting him a challenge.
No, you gotta give him something. I mean, there's gotta be something in return if you're challenging someone. Thoughts on EC3's new company? I ain't gonna talk about no control your narrative, control your racism ass company, rant room company, little bum ass company by EC3. Fuck EC3, bro. I ain't gonna talk about no control your narrative crap with Titan Share and Adam and Austin Aries talking about like vaccines and stuff. Nah, man, they talking about selling out a room of 200 people. Fuck that shit, bro. I ain't talking about that junk.
Control your Nintendo's rant room, more likely.
Nah, control your racism, control your fucking politics, control your bullshit, control your status of not being released or canceled, man. Fuck Karrion Cross too. I don't care. Yagon Keen says, me and Chase mostly agree on stuff with Connor, so no need to debate it. Yeah, that's true. Hamzat and Darren Till, odd couple type friendship is hilarious. I love it, man. It's such a humble friendship. Back in caveman days, if a caveman had a very bad headache, what did he do about it if there were no aspirin to take? He used his stick on the head, something like that. I think that's a joke. Chase, when you gonna just give in and hop on the Sean O'Malley train? I'm on the Malley train. I like O'Malley. I'm just saying he's not fighting any. He's fighting tomato cans, and that's fine. It's not as egregious as Michael Venom Page. Michael Venom Page was fighting a bunch of bums. Should WWE hire Frank Mir to do a storyline with Brock Lesnar? Even eventually, I know it's far-fetched, but it would be a fun to watch. That's more of a TNA type of move. I don't think WWE would have any interest in Frank Mir. Mir's not even in the best shape right now, to be honest. Like, look, if Frank Mir wants to do pro wrestling, that's great, but he's not going to do a Brock Lesnar match.
What about Ken Shamrock?
He's not in great shape either. He's in terrible shape.
Oh,
Sean O'Malley versus Cheeto 2 is going to be fun. Yeah, when it happens, man. I'm excited when that actually goes through. Is it safe to say Tai Tuivasa gonna get that ass beat by Stipe? Hey man, all it takes is one punch from Tuivasa and you good. It's good, man. All right, perfect. It was okay. He said, "Oh, it's fine." Before he said, "Fix it." So you made my mic worse to the crowd. You did you made it worse. Oh man, bro, Chase, you remember that one stream where you invited this one guy to talk about some WWE PvP and the dude had the worst bypass and he was just saying the most incomprehensible shit ever? Yeah, dude, George, that was a great stream. Yeah, everyone like when I tell people
oh no! I think I remember the one he's talking about.
I have great
Wasn't
patience.
it?
I have great patience. I have no problem if people want to come on the stream and interact. I'll be brutally honest with you and say, like, hey, if you're not stream worthy material, it's just how it is. Or I'll tell you, like, hey, man, like, you got to just work on, like, maybe your cadence or being comfortable in a stream. I have no problem telling you that after the stream for sure. Like, but like for me, I have great patience. I have no problem, people want to come on and stuff. That's just how it is. I'm a patient human being. It helps me in my relationships too. Like, no woman ever gets mad at me because I'm always so patient with them. I always just do. I just listen to them and stuff like that. So that helps out. Having great patience is the best way to do it. Yeah,
Wasn't it a
global war.
live stream?
Yeah, it was
Wasn't
a
it
live
a?
stream.
I think it was a live stream where it was the Wrestling Roundtable series, I believe, and it was somewhere uploaded down in 2014, and then there was this one guy that said everybody gets one, and he just leaves, and then he comes back and just says like, "Oh, I apologize, I was just drunk." Like after he was saying the most incomprehensible shit on the mic to piss like some of the group off. I believe that's the one
Philip,
he's referring to.
Philip, if you what's it called? If you want to come on, just hit me up on the DM and we can set up a Q&A and stuff like that, or a chilling with Chase episode if you want to come on. Yeah, absolutely. And if there's like a topic you want to talk about that I feel like it's cool enough to talk about, absolutely. Like I like, hey, if you want to come on my stream and talk about control your narrative, you're more than welcome to. You just won't get you won't get it from me, man.
And
Philip,
Phil, I saw your question about is there anyone you have to play as against Roman Reigns? You can play as pretty much anybody. I mean, I was just playing as at first I was playing Edge, and then I didn't get like the trophy until then. But then once I switched to Rey Mysterio, I went and defeated Roman Reigns with his Coquina clutch.
I didn't know that. Chase, why don't you ever do the old outro? Oh, with Lesnar, sometimes you don't have to give a shit in life because and stuff like that. Yeah, I should probably do that again. I was trying to do Yahoo, but it was too hard to click out of and stuff like that. So yeah, maybe I'll bring back the old Lesnar outro. I totally forgot about that outro, dude. But that was a good outro, man. Sometimes you got to be like our WWE, like, and every time I felt Lesnar was gone, he would come right back, and I was like, up, I got the outro. It was like it was never ending that outro, man. It was like one of those things. But yeah, man. Thoughts on AEW being under a million coming off Revolution? I actually am not surprised, to be honest. This is AEW's fan base. That's where they're gonna be. They're gonna float around the 850K to 1.1 million. That's it. And if there's stuff that's way more interesting to the fans of AEW, they ain't gonna watch. I haven't checked the like quarterly, hourly breakdowns and stuff like that. I'm sure that will give me a good more example of what people are watching, but I'm not surprised. Like this is the fan base. This is the fan base that AEW is going to have and is always going to maintain. Maybe there's some stuff from the pay-per-view people looked at. People probably also with this show, they looked at it as like, I don't have to watch this show. What's the point? The next week's show is the St. Patrick's Day Slam. That show is going to be a main show. That show is going to be an important show. This show felt like a filler show to some people. It was a good show. I'm not going to say AEW Dynamite was a bad show last night. It was a really good show. But in terms of watching, you just watch the pay-per-view and then you're probably hoping for some big Cody news on Raw. So maybe you watch Raw, especially if Stone Cold Steve Austin was showing up. So maybe you decide you're all wrestled out for the week and you don't want to watch AEW. But this is where AEW is going to be at. They're going to have to rely on big announcements, shocking twists, or things that, will get people to watch. But the thing is, they're going to be stuck with the current audience. This is their current audience. 850K to 1.1 million. These people will decide when they want to watch. Will they get above that 1.1 million? They could. Absolutely. Just depends on the episode, the match, and the show. But in terms of week to week, they're always going to be in that middle ground. If they get below 850K and they get down to like 800K, 700K, that's where you have to start being concerned as AEW, because that means the audience that you have built, they're for whatever reason not watching anymore. So that's all I gotta say on that. What's
So,
up, Mike
Roche,
Lucy?
what's up, Mike? So, I was actually thinking about the old Brock Lesnar intro. If you can maybe, outro, but if you can use it, for some of like the Raw and SmackDown pay-per-views, because the Road to WrestleMania is almost ending at this point, till the second and third of the 2-night WrestleMania special.
Probably. Well, Ace of Wrestling that's going to be in town for the WrestleMania stuff, so maybe. The internet told me Tony Khan is the greatest booker ever, but can't reach Vince Russo TNA ratings on a weekly basis, and that's concerning too with TBS, because a lot of people don't report this, but TBS is in way more households than TNT. TBS is one of those ones that are on cheap cable networks, like the freebie cable networks and stuff like that. Like you could have that on TBS. So the thing is, that's kind of concerning too, because if you want to go based off that, that's the thing.
Yeah, actually, Tony Khan, whenever he just hypes up the crowd with this like these big announcements and stuff, like that one time where he started talking about the Ring of Honor deal that was getting brought back to ownership from him, he just he sounded like he was a wet dog, like something like he just like on some crack, he just backstage, he sniffed the crack, and he starts coming out, starts talking about how awesome this moment is for the wrestling fans and all this. Like, oh my god, is this guy sick or what? Why is he talking like this? Like he's a nerd or something.
Yeah, that's how he is. Yeah, I think he's just terrible on the mic. I think that's the thing. He's just terrible on the mic. I only brought up CYM because I heard it was controversial, but couldn't find much info on it. If the racism is I'm not going to say the racism is true. I'm just saying that CYN is very how do I say it? It's very right leaning, and not a lot of great supporters of the African American race on that show. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm going to go a step further. I'm going to try and beat Legend Roman with Eric Bischoff. Oh, okay. I was going to say Eric Rowan. I'm like, he in the game? What the fuck?
Eric Rowan's not in the game.
No, but I just saw Eric, so I was like, I thought Rowan right off the bat. AEW did Chavo dirty. Yep, that's true, man.
I heard the reason of why he wasn't in AEW for a long time was because I believe Chavo Guerrero was in some kind of like soap opera or reality show, something like that. And then I guess he talked to Tony Khan and said if he can get into more storylines with Andrade, but then Tony Khan declined his deal and just basically moved him on over to his reality show that he was working on. So just basically to send him off.
I thought he was on Young Rock, and then he just found out randomly that he was gone. So
Probably that show. It's some show that he was on.
yeah, he said he was filming Young Rock, and then he went online, and then it was like he found out he wasn't on the roster. Thoughts on Regal going to AEW? It's such a great pickup for AEW. William Regal is going to help your company, not just as like a face of the company, but also behind the scenes with the company, which I think AEW needs a lot of help with. I think a lot of times these young guys still wrestle like they're on the independents, and unfortunately, yes, it works for independent fans, but it doesn't work for a lot of wrestling fans. And I feel Regal could, if he can sit down like a Daniel Garcia, Wheeler Yuta type wrestlers, Lee Moriarty, and say like, hey, you have the skills to be really good. Let's tighten that up a little bit. Let's make it more presentable for TV. Let's do this. I feel like that's good. I think it's good for the young talent, not just in AEW, maybe ROH, but I wouldn't want to spread Mr. Regal thin. But I think it's a great signing. Whether he wrestles or not, who cares to me? I mean, Sting is wrestling in AEW. Look, AEW knows what it's doing. It's a young company. Like I said, if this was year number 10 of AEW and they're bringing in William Regal, I would definitely roll my eyes and say, what are they doing? but this is year number 3. So I'm not going to judge AEW that hard when it comes to, signing guys that are established and well known, because they need these established and well known guys for newer fans to say, hey, wow, William Regal. Sure, they might make an old joke there, but then they might just tune in and watch. And Regal's a respectable name. It's not like William Regal is like Disco Inferno or some random idiot where you're like, why is this guy wrestling still? I remember when Trap told you, Chase, about Seth Rollins sucking. Oh my god, you guys do that too much, man. And I forgot who said Jake Paul can beat Floyd. Man, dude, y'all guys are mean to me. I swear, y'all bully me. I don't know why you guys do. I'm so nice to y'all. Y'all bully me though, man. You guys are the reason why I go to therapy. I'm just kidding. Chase, where is this free Brian Cage and you like to have for free Ali? Well, you see there, Brian Cage. I don't know. Honestly, don't know. I will say this: the
I
situation.
thought he was wrestling at different promotions right now.
Well, that's the thing. Brian Cage can actually wrestle outside of AEW. Ali can't wrestle outside of WWE. He's stuck in WWE. He's posting his YouTube clips of him training and stuff. But yeah, no, Brian Cage can at least wrestle outside. To be fair, though, Tony is so green when it comes to promo etiquette. That is true. Sadly, 4-6 of the Wyatt 4-6. Oh my god, there's like a bunch of Wyatt family members. We have 6 of those idiots running around. Got cut. Only Randy and Care Bear remain. Oh, we don't Care Bear is even. Talking about for the video game. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, Care Bear are going to be on his own brand on Universe mode. He ain't going to even wrestle my Universe mode. I always release him. I just release him.
I was just gonna say, I don't think he's in WWE 22 because I
looked
through the. That's crazy.
You have to unlock him. You have to spend some virtual coin.
Surprised to see he's still in there.
No, he made the cut. Yaga, let's be honest, a problem child would not. Oh my goodness, god damn it, dude! Why'd you make me read that? That was so fucking stupid. I laughed my ass off as Cody signed on to Impact as vice president. The funny thing is that it could happen. You never know. Yeah, the Cody situation. I've been telling people. I feel like the Cody situation. He was just kind of waiting for that Go Big show to end, which it ends tonight. Because I think he was just kind of didn't want to burn any bridges between his relationship with Warner and wherever he ends up going. To be honest, whether that is Access TV with TNA Impact or USA with Monday Night Raw or Fox with SmackDown. I feel like that was the one thing that he decided to keep, because he was just like, oh, I don't want to burn this relationship. They've been treating me good. They gave me a reality show. They let me be a host of the show. They gave me great connections. Why would Cody Rhodes burn that bridge just to appear on Monday Night Raw to cut promos with Seth Rollins? Now, Raw with Jacksonville, now we'll see if we're going to see Cody at WrestleMania. We may not get Cody's decision until after WrestleMania, because let's just be real. Cody may look at it like this, yeah, it'd be cool to wrestle at WrestleMania, but Raw after Mania, that's always the biggest show, loudest crowd. It's still in Texas. Could be one of those scenes where I come out after Mania and then I get a clear-cut plan. Maybe that's what he does, but Raw in Jacksonville, that is definitely one of the more must-watch Raws in quite some time, especially if you see Seth Rollins might be doing some sort of segment. It could be Cody Rhodes. Worst case scenario, it could be Bobby Lashley returning early, but that's not a bad situation if it is Lashley and Seth Rollins. But just know with Lashley, you just know with Cody, Jacksonville, Raw this Monday. And if you see Seth Rollins is in the promo vignette, that is must watch, and it's not because of Seth Rollins, it's because what's going to happen.
The weird thing with the Raw and SmackDown after Manias, I don't know if it's just me, Chase, but I don't think it's got the wow factor that it used to have for me, where it's like, okay, WrestleMania season's already over. We got Raw and SmackDown to see how things are gonna shake up again for the future of this company. And I don't get the same feeling that I had when I saw the bigger surprises with the Raw and SmackDown at the Mania. You think of when you think of Raw after Mania plus the SmackDown after Mania, you think of big moments that really just get everybody excited for like the product was coming up that by that year and stuff. Like Bobby Lashley making his return to Monday Night Raw, um, Shinsuke Nakamura getting called up to the main roster, um, Brock Lesnar also making his return to WWE after like 10 years, just to F5 John Cena. The Rock, like there's a lot of big moments, and I think that we don't really get moments like that anymore when it comes to Raw and SmackDown after Mania. It's just like a regular episode of just nothing what comes up. Like no NXT call ups. Like I still don't I actually don't think that they're gonna call up LA Knight and also Roderick Strong with that one promo that they did. It was like during Raw Talk where Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode, they were just having an interview, and for some reason, LA Knight and Roderick Strong were backstage just walking past them as they felt the Dirty Dogs were being disrespected just to come up to NXT.
I feel like with the Raw after and SmackDown after Mania thing, it does lack a little bit, but it's because now AEW thing. So a lot of surprises may end up going to AEW than going to WWE. And when it comes to NXT, a lot of their guys, are oversaturated. That's just me. So let's see. Oh, Tucker made the cut. Good for him. My favorite Floyd Mayweather performance? Probably against Kodo. I would say against Kodo. That's my
I'm
favorite, or against Canelo.
curious to know how Tucker's entrance going to be in 2K22, because when he turned heel, I have never heard his theme song whenever he was wrestling.
I think it was like something really generic. I think it was like it was like a lame heavy machinery version.
Sounds
CPZ
about
asked,
right.
what do you think the direction of the Punk and Hangman feud will be? To be honest, CM Punk talking about failure and how Hangman Page, he sees himself in him and that he's an ultimate failure too. People said he took his ball, went home, but Adam Hangman Page, he did something worse. He took his ball and he drank, and now he's abandoning his friends just like CM Punk. CM Punk sees a lot of Hangman Page in him, but not the good side of Hangman Page. And then he questions Hangman Page's love for professional wrestling. I'll be right back. Ronin Ghost, you answer this question. I got to use the restroom real quick.
Doki. So I did see somebody on Twitter talk about that, with CM Punk and then the Hangman Page feud that was going down, sometime, fantasy booking wise, and they said that they would actually go as far as to make it like similar to the feud that was going down in WrestleMania between Bret the Hitman Hart and then Roddy Piper, where it's just like, two guys that are basically the baby faces getting like the normal match from what it's turning out to be, how it's ramping up before the pay-per-view for the championship. And it's like CM Punk back in the day where Roddy Piper was just basically just beating the shit out of Bret the Hitman Hart, and he actually got him bleeding, and to the point where he went as far as trying to use dirty tactics in order to really win the match, and he was about to go for like some kind of foreign object of a weapon. Instead of using the trivial ornament that was the championship belt, he would just actually just look at the shocking awe of the crowd. Basically, CM Punk, he's doing a lot of shit where like he's trying to do everything that he possibly can. He can in order to win the championship belt, but instead, Hangman Page, who is like Bret the Hitman Hart in this kind of match, is trying to pull off like a victory in order to retain that belt. So that way, Punk is, just trying to put the championship back on Hangman Page after he takes it off the referee's hand, give it back to him as showing of like sign of like code of honor, respect. That's what I actually saw like on Twitter. I was like, that could possibly work if they make CM Punk versus Hangman Page similar to how Roddy Piper versus Bret the Hitman Hart was at WrestleMania. But I don't know. It all depends on how they actually would book it.
That's actually interesting. I think that could work. CM Punk loves doing those kind of old school type of matches. He kind of did that with MJF with the dog collar match. That could actually work out. Who's got the best chin currently in mixed martial arts? Oh, it's Colby Covington, man. The guy that takes punches from Kamaru Usman, breaks his jaw against Kamaru Usman, still fighting. Survived the Jorge Masvidal's punch. So yeah, it has to be Colby Covington. For you personally, who is the most disappointing NXT call up in terms of falling below expectations? Oh, bro, Apollo Crews has to be the most disappointing dude. All I heard about when this dude was on the Independence was, oh, Yuha Nation. You gotta watch some Yuha Nation. I watched Yuha Nation. I'm like, man, this guy's good. Okay. Like, okay, this guy could be something. This guy, it's like no matter what they give him for whatever reason, it's just it doesn't connect with the fans, or he just doesn't do a good job. He to me, he should be a really good upper mid carder, if not like low tier WWE champion material. Like, I'm not saying oh he needs to be world champion. I'm just saying like the fact is this. He had a Mania match last year. This year, he's not even like in the plans for WrestleMania. Now, I could easily say also Ricochet, because I feel like Ricochet should have been that fun high flyer that everyone likes. But the thing is, Ricochet, you know, he can bounce back. Ricochet has that ability to bounce back. Apollo's one of them, and then also I got Malachi Black. I think Aleister Black, and everyone's gonna blame the booking, but hey, sometimes you gotta also blame the man himself too. So those would be my two.
The thing with Apollo Crews from what he's doing nowadays, and I'm not a fan of it really, is just they have him sidelined. I noticed this with the episode on Raw this week where they had him they had him in a match, I believe. Yeah, they had him in a singles match with Omos. I was like, why are they putting him in a match with Omos? And then once the match is over, obviously Omos comes out on top. Uh, Omos is potentially gonna have a match at Mania against Commander Aziz, and I was just like, what is the point of this? Where is Apollo Why isn't he going for going to be in a tag team match or something like that? Because it's just a weird thing too. I noticed this with Omos and the way that they centered their focus towards Omos and Captain Commander Aziz. I don't think Commander Aziz has had a single match in WWE. I believe he's had like probably one fight, which was actually in that Raw Underground thing that Shane McMahon invented. But other than that, that was like the weirdest shit. I was like, okay, this match is gonna be boring. But for the guys like for the most disappointing NXT calls for me, I would have to say there was this one tag team. Chase, who was those guys with like the face paint that would come out?
The Ascension.
Yeah, the Ascension. They had the look of the Road Warriors to me. I liked how dark and broody their kind of like entrance was when it came out through the smoke, and also like the heavy metal music and stuff like that. I thought they had the look, and pretty much, I thought they were going to be good guys coming up to the main roster as a tag team. Really, just bring more prestige to the tag team division, and they just start going into the catering room and just shouting at each other, one another, making like jokes with the Fandango. And another disappointing call up for me, and it's the grizzled young veterans. That the grizzled young veteran.
I don't even think they were called up.
I would. They're technically called up because they're from NXT UK, and then they got called up to NXT.
Okay, that don't count. That don't count. That don't count. That don't count
Really?
at all. No, we're talking about main roster.
Oh, main roster, man. Because when I think of like calls up, I think like because there's different types of NXT brands.
No. So NXT call ups are onto the Raw and SmackDown. That's it. By the way, guys, whatever questions you have now, those will be the last few questions I'll answer. Mainly because I gotta go work out after this. So I only want to be on here for like an hour today and stuff like that. So that was my goal with this one. Yeah. So let's go ahead and move on to the next.
Hideo Itami is disappointing, and I'm gonna say it's not his fault. it's not his fault that it was disappointing. It was just the fact of the matter is, I think they overworked him a lot. They worked him a lot to the point where it's like he's been getting multiple injuries, and I think
Wait,
if they
wait,
could,
what are you talking about? He only had. They all told me he only had 6 main roster matches.
I don't remember him getting like that many matches on the main roster though.
Yeah,
I
exactly,
just,
because he was always injured. Like anytime they wanted to push him, he got injured.
I don't know. That's just my opinion.
He
I
came, he
don't know.
came, he
I'm
came back all
indifferent with it.
fat at the Royal Rumble in that triple threat match with the cruiserweight title. I remember that.
Oh man, that's probably why, because I didn't watch 205 live back then.
Yeah, maybe you should have.
Oh my
AEW
god.
should consider giving Jeff Hardy the AEW title. I want to be against that. Oh, okay. So Tucker just comes out to Heavy Machinery, which is a good theme song. So that's not bad.
That's probably a cool thing, because I think with Otis in the game, from what I noticed, is that he still has like his singlet that he wears. It's kind of like the same one that he wore from Heavy Machinery, but it's also like inspired from Heavy Machinery, because like its modern attire is like the Gable University kind of like attire he wears for his tag team with Chad Gable.
Hmm. Chase, do you think AEW should reignite the feud between Punk and Hardy? Only if there's an actual reason to do it. Just don't do it for the sake of the internet. Like give a good reason, okay? Could you imagine CM Punk, FTR, and Bret Hart as a faction? They just come out every week bitching about stuff for like WWE, the Authority. I'm out late this segment. Oh my god, give me that. Get AEW, just give me that. You just have FTR randomly cutting promos, bitching about random stuff. Knowing, oh, that's CPZ. Why don't you should book AEW, man? I feel like AEW would be better in CPZ's hands. Like if CPZ just booked AEW, I feel like that would be like one of the best shows I've ever seen. Chase, better fight the first Naruto versus Sasuke fight or Rock Lee versus Gara? Rock Lee versus Gara. The first Naruto and Sasuke fight, it took a while, and then they fell into the Dragon Ball trap, relying on like big moves to like make people care and transformations to make people care. Rock Lee and Gara was just simple. It was just two guys like banging and stuff. So I'm always good with Rock Lee versus Gara.
The Rock Lee versus Gara fight made me hype when I first watched Naruto.
The Wardlow thing is funny to me because if WWE booked exact the same way AEW is, internet fans would be bitching and crapping all over Wardlow, saying we're getting shoved down our throats. It's true. It's true, but what can we do? Tony Khan, Booker of the Year.
That's also like saying like when they did the storyline arc between Chris Jericho and MJF, like, oh, is MJF gonna join up with the inner circle, and they just have like this random dancing segment that was like straight out of like Family Guy. People who don't like some like the corny stuff in WWE, they don't even complain about the corniness that was in like that segment from AEW.
Yeah, it's a pick your choose type of battle. It's like you can complain about, or you can just like look. I ain't trying to debate with wrestling fans. They have too much time on their hands. What's the last thing in wrestling that generally pissed you off? The last thing that generally pissed me off actually was recently with Happy Corbin. I'm so pissed they made him Happy Corbin. I was so down for broke Baron Corbin and how depressed he was and how down on his luck. And then like he becomes happy, and I was like, dude, what the hell? And then what they're doing with Madcap Moss. So that's the last thing that pissed me off for sure.
Happy Corbin. Oh
What
my
pissed you off?
god.
What pissed you off though, Ronin Ghost? So you don't have to give your thoughts on Happy Corbin. What pissed you off?
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll give my thoughts on like on what pissed me off recently with wrestling. If I was to say like what's the one thing that pissed me off with wrestling when it came to this year, I would have to go with that match between Alex Hammerstone and Jacob Fatu. I thought that was just gonna be a good match for Jacob Fatu, because I was really impressed by his presence and everything. Dude was talking shit to the crowd to get himself over. The dude was really athletic as well too, with all these moonsaults, and then he just loses the match out of nowhere when this dude Alex Hammerstone powers up like he's hulking up after taking a moonsault through a wooden table. I was like, how is this guy up after he kicked out at like 2. That was
Well, they
unbelievable.
were building up Hammerstone to be the next guy. Like that was the whole goal, not Jacob. Jacob Patu was already the guy, so they were trying to build up Hammerstone. It was more disappointing that the fact is that people knew the result a week before it actually aired because they spoiled it.
I didn't even watch MLW that much. I tuned into that match because I saw the viral clip of Jacob Fatu going at the turnbuckle and he just bounces off like the third rope into like a moonsault, bouncing onto Alex Hammerstone. I was like, holy shit, that was cool. So I wanted to see that match. I was pissed off with the ending.
Well, if you watched all of MLW, you wouldn't have been pissed off. Chase, do you think some of the Marvel Netflix characters should have appeared in Civil War, like Daredevil, Punisher? Yeah, they would have. Daredevil for sure. Luke Cage would have been good in Civil War. I don't think Jessica Jones would have fit. Iron Fist, maybe you could have forced in there, but that's it. Better narrative fight: Yusuke versus Sensuke or Yusuke versus Toguro? Oh man, that's hard. I mean, Yusuke and Sensei kind of changed all of Yu Yu Hakusho. I would say Yusuke versus Sensei because Yusuke versus Toguro, we kind of knew it was building up for Yusuke to just finally explode and bring all that power up. And then the
I never
final
watched
question,
that show.
you should. And the
Is
final,
it what is it streaming on?
Funimation. And then Yagon King's final question is more hype moment: Goku going Super Saiyan or Gohan going Super Saiyan 2? Gohan going Super Saiyan 2 is the best booked moment, but it's definitely Goku going Super Saiyan. That's the first transformation where like a character significantly changes and just becomes so much powerful. That's a hero. Normally the villains always transform in Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, but then we finally got a villain doing it. Man, that's even crazier. But anyways,
Goku
guys.
going Super Saiyan for me.
Yeah, it has to be. But anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching. Before you guys leave, though, maybe you guys want to go on whatamaneuver.com in the description box. Get yourself a Gain a Mania t-shirt. Show some support for the Around the Point game. This is my merchandise, guys. Gain a Mania. If you guys watch Around the Point, you guys know I asked, where's my fucking gain at? Ronin Ghost, anything
Join
you
the
want to
gang
plug?
on the road to WrestleMania.
Yeah, exactly. Where do you want to plug?
So I'll plug my YouTube as it is Ronin Ghost. I will be doing a WWE 2K22 review soon. Just right now, I got a lot of stuff to really like complete on the game, except for the MyGM stuff. But for right now, reviews in progress. It's gonna be like the first review on my YouTube channel, and I also stream on Twitch, but not really like not all the time. I stream mostly on YouTube, so I can really try to gain like a following over there before I move on over to Twitch. But and then I also have Twitter, so that's pretty much it. Twitter as for Running Ghosts on the YouTube link down my channel.
All right, you guys know where to follow me, and just as CPZ said, sometimes like our WWE champion and maybe soon to be our Universal champion once again, Brock Lesnar. Sometimes you don't have to give a shit in life. Stay safe out there, guys. Take care. See you all in the next one. Peace.
Peace.